I met God. I met God. I rededicated my life to God. Through me reading the Word of God, I saw a lot of areas in my life where I wasn't as saved as I thought I was. In this phase of my life, I have learned so much about the spirit realm that I didn't know before. And what's interesting is that my pastor often taught many of these things. And it's almost as if there was a blockage on my mind where when she taught these things, I thought I understood, but I really didn't. There are things that I share with her now that I'm learning from listening to other pastors, listening to other preachers who speak about word curses, who speak about generational curses and generational blessings that I share with her. And sometimes she'll say to me, that's what I was saying to you. That's what I was saying to you, but you didn't understand in that season, so I just kept praying for you. But now I'm realizing that in many ways, it's almost as if the Lord had to allow me to go through this painful experience for me to be desperate for Him. Sometimes we're not hungry enough. In having this experience with my father and his siblings grew up poor, for lack of I don't know. They may not like me saying it, but they grew up poor. They didn't have a lot of money. My grandparents were married, but there were a lot of children, and they just didn't have a lot of money. And when I look at them, each of them is very industrious. My dad is excellent with his hands. He redid my whole bedroom, built cabinets, shelves, redesigned my whole room. So that it could be a place that I enjoyed. He designed it to my specifications. Or I designed it and he built it out based on my specifications. Him and I did my bedroom together. And so I have that memory. It was a collaborative effort between him and I. I have an aunt who used to sew. She didn't even have a pattern. She would just sew based on designs. She saw an outfit, she could make it. I have another aunt she's just very skilled with finances. She's very good with finances. She's very good with, like, if you need to move into a house, she's somebody who you would want to come to the negotiations. She's very good at handling business and things of that nature. I have another uncle who's very good with mechanics and things like that. My father's siblings and him, they were very, very gifted, but the gifting came from their lack. The gifting came because there was a need. And there's something that talks, I can't think of the saying that people said, but many times ideas are made from a need. But when you're not hungry, when we're not desperate, we don't seek after things. So I sought after God because I was desperate for God. And I was desperate for God because of the lack and the loss that I had experienced. And I lost a great loss because not only was my father my parent, but he was my friend. And we were very close. I often likened him to my big brother because he would play practical jokes on me and tease me all the time. We were close. I lost a number of relationships when I lost him. But God showed me that in my lack, I became hungry for him. And I realized that the only one that could satisfy the need and the loss that I was feeling was God. Nobody else could fill that void for me but God. And God has filled it.